This is John, Bench Fisherman. After a string of conventional reels, I've got a spinning reel. Not my first Heddon. I've got a few of them. But this one, it says, assembled in the USA by Daisy Heddon, parts made in Japan. It's a nice looking reel. Take it apart. Let's see what she's made of. I actually have a rod ready for being repaired to put this reel on. I've got a Heddon rod. So that'll be kind of neat little combo. It needs some new guides. The seat and handle were all good. Just needed some new guides. Here is your drag system. That's it. That is the drag. One thick leather washer. I'm sorry, make that 2 leather washers. And 1 metal washer, which goes on the outside. Okay, handle. Let's see how this one works. It just back pedals off. It's a little crunchy. Let's take the side panel off. Always remember to match your screws with your screwdriver. 1 screwdriver will not get it on fishing reels. You're going to need a dozen of them. You're going to deal with every size screw there is. The rod that I have to put this on, that's off being repaired, and my rod guy, he's pretty busy. He's recently had a baby, so we're being patient with him. You know, I'm not too worried about when I get it back. He lives in the same town where my son goes to college, so pretty easy to get up there and have an excuse to go up and say hello, and my kid, take him out for dinner, and catch up to my rod builder. So it's a Heddon rod, and it belonged to my girlfriend's grandfather. Boom, we're going to make a nice combo out of this. Called a Heddon Pal rod. So there's your shaft. The big thing with this reel is it's just gummy. You can see it's old grease. Okay, to pull the rotor, you got a snap ring. And it's right here on top. If I can get it around here to where I can get a good hook on it. Here, I got it, and I got it in a position where it couldn't go flying on me. That's a win-win right there. Okay. This will just slide out, and there is a shim. This is pretty simple. Turn your anti-reverse off, and then just push your shaft out. There is a shim down in there on the shaft. This is your main gear. It's metal, bronze. Really nice. It's really nice. Like a good quality reel all the way around. Just got some old grease in. I'm not going to take the anti-reverse dog out. I can clean that up right where it's at. Okay, now here's what I do. And that line guide's got a big slice in it. Looks like somebody tried to use some braid on it. Folks, if your reel is old, if it's vintage, it wasn't made to be used with braid. Just don't. I picked this reel up at auction, so I knew it had to have some kind of issue. People just don't get rid of these old reels. I believe that line guide is made into the wire, and that's why it's got. I mean, mono could have actually done that because there's no way for this to turn. So take this off over here. So I know the spring is on this side. Let that off, and we'll go ahead and take this all out. We can lubricate those threads when we put it back together. So I'd have to find one of these for what is this thing? 238, Heddon 238, and that'd probably be a tall order, to be honest with you. Now this thing here, you got to watch how it's set. When I get this loose, this spring is going to want to pop all the way around. Let's just go hang on to it here. And what it's going to do is going to spin it just like that. So when you go to put it in, you're going to put on here and spin it around, lock it, and then put that on. But there is there it is. That's the whole reel. I don't take them apart any further than that. This reel's going to clean up nice. I can't do anything about that groove unless I find a whole nother part. But look how badly that thing's grooved. That line has just cut right through that. And that sucks. There's really no way to fix that. And if you put any new line on there and try to fish with it, it's going to cut that too. So this is going to be a display piece reel. That's the best I can do with it. Anyway, I'm going to clean this up and I will be back. Got some new videos uploading as we speak. Got a video coming on. So check those out and I'll talk to you later. Well, I'm back. Got this really nice old Heddon 238. This reel, I almost didn't think I was going to be able to build it. I was in the process of cleaning it, and this little bitty wire spring for the anti-reverse went flying, and I could not find it. I looked the whole day. Of course, I'm moving, so at least the workshop is empty right now. Really, all's in here is just the desk you're looking at, and one table that's got my cleaning equipment on it. So, I didn't have a whole lot of places it could have gone. Unfortunately, my floor is gray and the spring is silver, so my eyesight's horrible. So I thought, well, this ain't good, right? But I found it. It was actually inside the cleaning. I use a WD-40 and a Harbor Freight desktop or tabletop parts washer, and lo and behold, that's where it was. And it was inside of there, and I just got really lucky. And this reel is going to fish again, because without that part, it wasn't never going to work right, and it was just going to be a parts reel at that point. And I was really sad about that. I really like this little reel. I've got a nice rod to put it on. I'm sure I can find another one again someday. It's not the end of the world, but I was really banking on this one to do what I want it to do, and it's going to work. I'm just doing some final cleaning here. A couple places really hard to get to on this reel. I just go through and just swab it all down with a Q-tip and get all that nastiness out. Spray that down with some WD-40. Turned out really nicely. I'm real happy with the reel. Can't wait to get it together here. That WD-40 will protect that plastic. Now, I'll never have any problems with it. Keep cleaning here. Like I said, it was a couple places just really hard to clean with a parts washer, and even with the compressor spraying on. Just couldn't get all the gunkiness out of it. Can't wait to get moved to my new place. I'll be better set up to clean some of these tight spots. I've got new clean equipment's going to go in at the new place. We'll make it a lot better and a lot easier. Mow better. There, I had used a few cotton swabs up on that. In case anybody ever wonders, I use wiping cloths from Ace Hardware. They're cheap. I think it's like $6 or something for these. T-shirt material, you know. It's easy to wipe my hands on. I just throw them in the trash. When I get them a little used up, I use them for heavy cleaning, you know, and all's good. Keep them in a drawer right there, so always ready to go. Let's put this reel together. We'll put the first thing in that decided to be the last thing to come out, and that is the anti-reverse. Should set in there just like that. Get some grease on there to hopefully hold it in place. And the dog goes in. You got to kind of, got to get it looped on there. And then very carefully, well, that's not going to work. Not enough room. I have it there. Yep, I got it. All right, so it sits in there like that. Spring, one leg of the spring goes against the case, and then a little hook goes on the upper side of the anti-reverse dog. Excuse me. Now this gear, and I keep seeing little things I miss. Let's get the teeth cleaned out good on that. We'll give it some oil. This is an old reel with a lot of loose tolerances, so you can put a heavier oil on it. Hold on a second. Got a shim. That in there. And the handle. There was no shim on this side. Excuse me, folks. Fall is starting to creep in here in Virginia, believe it or not. It's one of the earliest falls I ever remember. We've been chilly. Darn right chilly now for about 2 or 3 weeks. Leaves are starting to change. And it's just August. So there it is with the anti-reverse on. Love the clicky reels. Love them. Okay. Now the next thing, let's put the bell together. You have a bell spring down there like that. We'll give this some grease. Remember I told you when you put this in here, you gotta set it. You gotta hook that spring inside of that, and then that ain't gonna work. Try it the other way. Spring into this first and then pop it around. How's it not wanting to pop around there? Okay, it's gonna fight me. Some of them are like this. They just don't like going back together. Problem is the way this bell spring's made is it's wanting to twist over top of its own post in there, and there's not much I can do to control that. We'll try. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this like this. I'm going to have to come up with another plan, it looks like. Maybe? Let's see. I wish I could have showed you how I just did that. There's no way. No way at all showing you. You just have to kind of get it. You got to kind of get it on here and start twisting this around and take a screwdriver and feed that spring back over that post in there. I don't even know if that makes any sense what I just said. Okay, and then this should fire. Woo! She's crisp. All right. And we're on this side of things. Put a little bit of grease in here. This just sits in there like that. Okay, and then this screw just basically holds it in place. It doesn't really, you just tighten it down to the housing. Not super tight. And we are all the way to this end of things. A little dab of grease there. Probably a bit more than a dab. Your lock washer and the acorn nut. Don't have to worry about a roller spin on this one. It doesn't have a roller. It's just a guide in there, and it's a byproduct of being a cheaper reel. These reels probably weren't made to last this long, to be honest with you. See, let's see how it fires there. There you go. So that is rotor assembly. These are really simple little reels. This is going to be a nice looking reel. I wouldn't fish with it just because of this issue with the line guide. It's going to eat mono up, and you're going to lose fish. Got a groove cut in that, and I can't do anything with it because that is not a roller. It's made part of this. You'd have to find this whole assembly, and that's not going to happen easily. Okay, we're going to grease it up. There's a lot of grease on those teeth. Okay. Let's get some grease right there where it trips the bell. Grease up in there. This is a bushing, not a bearing. Okay. It had a shim. A shim in there. Oh, Lordy. Come on now. There we go. And put your E-clip in. Snap it in place. And plenty of grease on that gear. Can't over grease that thing. Well, I guess you could, but we're not going to be able to. A lot of grease down in the inside of that gear. That's where that crosswind block rides. Let's just rotate and see what happens. Okay. All right, cross wind block sits right in there like that. Yep. And then shaft, we'll put some oil on that. Your axle shaft. It'll go in. Push it inside the cross wind block. There's a hole in there. There's a hole in the cross wind block. You put that pin in there. And it should go into it. Huh. Came out of it. Go in this way. Oh, something else I probably should do. Put a little bit of grease where that shaft goes into the back of the housing. Look at this. That's dead nuts lined up right there. But it don't want to work. You tell me. I know it was like that. Oh, me, oh my. There it goes. Something was in that hole, had it stuck. All right, there we go. Cross wind block is working now. Pretty much done with the housing. Just take some grease and dab in each screw hole. Cover. Screw started. Simple, simple, simple. Love this reel. I don't think they intended for this reel to be around 50 years later, but that's okay. It's a survivor. It's going to go on a vintage correct reel or rod and look good in my collection or somebody's collection. A lot of my vintage stuff I'm going to be selling off. Somebody's going to get some really cool stuff. I started working on that before the move. Didn't really get as far as I wanted to. Wound up with a lot of stuff still. Now I got a storage, a couple of storage units full of stuff I need to sell. So I don't know how to go about that because a lot of stuff is on, it's vintage reels on the right rod form. You know, it's like the rod you might have, when you walked in the tackle shop, so, well, I want to get that reel and that rod kind of combos, you know, stuff that have been new at the same time and matched up. And so I've got some really nice old combos. Don't know how to get rid of those, but I'll figure something out. Look at that. No ball bearings in that reel. Look how smooth it is. Let's see how oh, that's crisp. We'll give that mechanism in there, the bell trip, a little bit of oil. There we go. Now the spool, the drag, these drag washers are just cork. So they're going to get some of this cows. Cows won't hurt cork. Put one in. There were one on top of the other. There was nothing in between them. I don't know if that was correct. I don't have a schematic on this reel, but it fit. So we're going to go with it. Goes in there. Yeah, because it doesn't look like it's missing anything. You know, it's the stack doesn't look spaced wrong or a lot of empty space on it. There's your drag. It's a little dab of grease. Put your knob on there. Drag works. I mean, I wouldn't run more than like 6 pound test on this, maybe 8 at the most. So it's like a medium light, I guess. I consider ultralight 6 pound and less. So if it weren't for the fact that there's a couple of things that, sorry, I'm out of frame here. There's a couple of things that kind of made the reel cheaper than what it really is the fact that it doesn't have a ball bearing. It doesn't have a roller right here. And other than that, I'd say it's built about as good as any other, reel of its era. So it was I'd put it on the bottom tier of reels, quality of reels for that time period. There it is. That's it. That is Heddon 238, assembled in the USA by Daisy Heddon Company. That'd be Daisy BB Guns. Parts made in Japan. Probably made by Daiwa or Olympic. I don't think Shimano was making fishing reels at the time. That little dot on there, I first thought that was a dab of paint, but it's actually a dot on there to help you loosen and adjust your drag, kind of get the same spot every time. There it is. Isn't that cool? Nice old reel. Well, this is John Bench Fisherman. Thanks for watching. Just wrapping things up here at this house. Hoping to get an offer on any day. And then I'll be moving this desk, work stuff over to my new home, getting set up. So I'm several weeks ahead on videos. When this video comes out, it will probably have been 2 to 3 weeks since I actually did this reel. So getting ahead of the game a little bit. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel so you get to see more old reels brought back to life for my collection, which may end up in a collection near you at some time. It's John, Bench Fisherman. Talk to you later.